ionization enthalpy. Okay, ionization enthalpy in transition series are intermediate between ionization enthalpy of transition series are intermediate between S block and P block element. So that suggests that transition elements are less electropositive than element of group 1 and 2, and depending on the condition they form ionic or covalent bond. Generally the lower oxidation state form ionic compound and higher oxidation state form covalent compound. Okay, so first ionization enthalpy to the third ionization enthalpy increases and the atoms of element of third series possesses filling of 4f orbitals. Filling of 4f orbitals. 4f orbitals show poor shielding effect. 4f orbital shows poor shielding effect. Poor shielding effect. As a result, the valence electron experience greater nuclear attraction. Greater the amount of energy required to ionize element of the third transition series, ionization enthalpy of the third transition series are much higher than the first and second series. So next characteristic property we can see that is known as a metallic character. That is known as a metallic character. So ionization transition series have low ionization enthalpy and vacant d orbital in the outermost shell are responsible for the metallic character of the transition elements. So transition elements are metallic in nature. There are two reasons. One is the low ionization enthalpy and second one is known as a vacant d orbital, empty d orbital. Due to that two reason, transition elements are metallic in nature. They show metallic character and they form or these favor the formation of metallic bond. The formation of metallic bond, and these show typical metallic properties. They are hard in nature. They suggest covalent bond between them and presence of unpaired n-1 d electrons. Presence of unpaired n-1 d electrons in this element. So all transition metals have a simple hexagonal close packed structure or cubic close packed structure. So the HCP or CCP, cubic close packed structure, and they are the characteristics of that metals. So normally hardness of metal, hardness, high melting point and metallic properties, these indicates that the atoms are strongly bonded by metallic bond and with a covalent character. Also we can say that transition metals have high melting point which steadily increases up to the D3 configuration, means D1 to D3 the melting point increases. So highest melting point represented by the elements are chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. So they have high melting point. Their melting points are highest because which has large number of unpaired electrons, at least 5 unpaired electrons is present in chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. So after that element, the melting point decreases regularly. Next point we can see, and that is very important point, that is known as a magnetic property. That is known as a magnetic properties. Okay, so compounds of transition metals, they show magnetic properties. Compounds of transition metal show magnetic properties. There are two magnetic properties the compound show. One is known as a paramagnetic, or that behavior is known as a paramagnetism, and second is known as a diamagnetism. Okay, paramagnetism and the diamagnetism. So paramagnetism means the transition elements which containing at least one unpaired electron, so that is known as a paramagnetism. And diamagnetism means all electrons are paired. So paramagnetic substances are attracted by the magnetic field and diamagnetic substances are repelled by the magnetic field. Another one that is known as a ferromagnetic. Ferromagnetic means which is strongly attracted by magnetic field. Strongly attracted by the magnetic field are known as a ferromagnetic substance. Among the transition metals, Fe, that is iron, cobalt, nickel, are ferromagnetic in nature. They are ferromagnetic in nature. So magnetic field is applied externally. All the unpaired electrons in these metals and their compounds ally in the direction of the applied magnetic field, and due to this the magnetic susceptibility is enhanced and this metal can be magnetized. That is, they acquire permanent magnetic moment. So the next point we can see in that point is each unpaired electron give rise to small magnetic field, and due to its spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum, in case of the first row transition element, the contribution from the orbital angular momentum is quenched and hence can be neglected. So the spin only formula for magnetic moment is mu effective is equal to under root n plus 2. Mu effective is equal to under root n plus 2 Bm. Bm means Bohr's magneton, and by using that formula we can calculate the effective magnetic moment. So in that case, n is known as number of unpaired electrons. N is known as a number of unpaired electrons. Mu is known as a magnetic moment. Bm means a Bohr's magneton. A single unpaired electron or any species which containing unpaired electron, single unpaired electron, so effective magnetic moment mu effective is equal to 1.73 bm, 1.73 Bohr's magneton. So magnetic moment measurements of the metal complexes of first transition element. So number of unpaired electrons can be calculated, and with the using spin only formula, as a magnetic moment is directly related to number of unpaired electrons. Value of mu vary directly with number of unpaired electrons. Magnetic moments are determined experimentally in a solution or in solid state where central metal atom is hydrated or bound to ligands. A slight difference in the calculated and observed value of magnetic moment can be noticed. So there is a little difference between the magnetic moment, theoretical magnetic moment, and observed magnetic moment. So I will give some example for how to calculate the magnetic moment of any species. Suppose there are some questions are asked in that type. So problem asked in that type are calculate the spin only magnetic moment of divalent cation of transition metal with atomic number 25. With atomic number 25. Okay, so atomic number 25. So how to calculate the magnetic moment? So atomic number of the metal is 25 and its electronic configuration will be nearest noble gas is argon, then 4s2 and 3d5. So here we can represent in a box diagram. Okay, in 4s there is 2 electrons, and in 3d5 there is 5 unpaired electrons, but the species is a divalent cation. Divalent means which loses 2 electron. After losing 2 electron, that is M2, the 4s has 0 electron and 3d has 5 electron. So number of unpaired electrons is 5, and we can calculate the effective magnetic moment. So how to calculate effective magnetic moment? The formula will be n plus 2, and n is equal to 5. So 5 plus 2, that is root 35. Okay, root 35, if you can calculate, the value will be 5.92 Bohr's magneton. So in that type the numericals will be asked in exam. In second and third transition series, the orbital angular momentum is a significant. Therefore a simple spin only formula is not useful, and more complicated equations have to be employed to determine the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment further are found to be temperature dependent. Okay, I will take another example. There is another question, and that question is calculate the spin only magnetic moment of divalent cation of element having atomic number 27. Okay, divalent cation atomic number is 27 and its electronic configuration is 4s2 3d7. Nearest number gas is argon. So in case of divalent metal ion, it loses 2 electron from the 4s orbital and they show 3d7 electrons. So in box diagram, electrons add first singly, then pair up. So number of unpaired electrons in M plus 2 divalent metal ion is 3. Number of unpaired electrons is 3. So effective magnetic moment is n plus 2, n is 3. So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 into 3, 15. So square root of 15, and if you can take a square root, the value will be approximately 3.9 Bohr's magneton. Okay, so next important point is color. So transition elements are colored in nature. Transition elements are highly colored in nature, and S and P block elements are colorless or white in nature. Colorless or almost white in nature. So the transition white transition metals are show colored complexes because it absorb UV radiation, because it absorb visible light. Because it absorb visible light, and the color depends on the wavelength of absorption in the visible region. The wavelength of absorption in the visible region of electromagnetic radiation. Of electromagnetic radiation. The ionic and covalent compound formed by the transition elements are colored. Okay, ionic and covalent compound formed by transition element are colored. Transition element contain unpaired electrons transition element contain unpaired electrons in their d orbitals. In their d orbitals. When the atoms are free or isolated, 5 d orbitals are degenerate or have the same energy. In complexes, the metal ion is surrounded by solvent molecules or the ligands, normally in the coordination compound or in the coordination complex.